How about that?
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah. And was he there originally for an injury, or did he hear about it and use it as a getting ready to play and loosen up?
He was kind of the catalyst to getting us into soccer. His doctor, his personal doctor, brought him over. Do we have time to do this? Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
His doctor brought him over, and he had a history of injuries. He would always tear a muscle. He'd either tear a hamstring or a quad or a hip flexor. He never played more than 4 or 5 games, and he was down. He was down and out for probably 6 to 9 games. They heard about us, and they came over here to really dispel the myth. So they came over, and his personal physician came in with him, and he came in with 2 quad tears, 2 centimeters on one side, 4.5 centimeters on the other side. I asked the doctor, how long would he normally be out? And he said, well, he'll be out about 5 weeks. And I said, well, he'll be ready to play in about 3 days. And he said, yeah, right. And so we began searching, and we did the search and destroy technique, and obviously we didn't find anything in the quad, and I treated his hip flexor, and I treated his IT band. To make a long story short, the 3rd day he ran as fast as he's ever run in his entire life. He went back to Florence, Italy after 6 days, and never missed a game since. He has not missed a game since.
Since the discovery of the ARP wave system.
That is correct. That's very good.
Yes, yeah. How's about our listeners who are active or, like me, play soccer, 7 years old playing soccer.
Right.
Children in athletics. Should they come to your clinic and have that free injury prevention evaluation?
Absolutely. And here's why. Understand that when I go into an organization, they pay us a sizable amount of money to come into an organization and evaluate the organization. 85% of professional athletes fail this test, which means 85% of professional athletes are going to get hurt or they're already hurt. Now, if you've got a son or a daughter in athletics and you know what pain and injury is all about and you can prevent that, and somebody out there is saying, come on in, free, and let us show you if your son or daughter or you yourself, you yourself as a golfer, the amount of time you spend on a golf course, you take all the buddies that you've got, and we tested them, 80% of them would fail, which means they're either already hurt or they're going to get hurt. Now, if we identify that before it happens, don't you think that would be a tremendous benefit to somebody?
Oh, absolutely. And you mentioned now you're going to Montreal with the Alouettes, and you said hamstrings are like the biggest injury.
Yeah.
How are you going to prevent the hamstring injury from happening? What do you do?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is stage 1, where I'm going to remember the first test I gave you where I muscle tested you and I had you lay down on the table and you said, Dennis, why are you raising my leg? It's my elbow that hurts.
And you wanted me to provide resistance.
I want you to provide resistance. And I was seeing if you could or you could not. And you remember? You could.
No, I could not.
Okay. Didn't mean you couldn't lift weights. Didn't mean you couldn't swing a golf club. It meant you could not reserve the muscle to exactly act as a shock absorber. And all I did is put a light amount of force on there. Remember Thomas Tapé?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Tapé came to me in his junior year. He'd been hurt year in and year out. When I tested him, the day I tested him, he squatted 680 pounds. I put his leg down with my pinky finger. And he freaked out. He said, that's impossible. I'm much stronger than that. It has nothing to do with strength. Has to do with the ability to absorb force. If you cannot absorb force, you are going to be injured.
And then the ARP wave will strengthen that?
No, the ARP wave will find out why the muscle isn't firing, get the muscle to fire to absorb force, and now you got brand new shock absorbers on your car.
Like going into Midas.
Like going into Midas.
Very good.
Only you're coming to the clinic. And it doesn't cost you anything. How can you beat a deal like that?
ARPWaveClinic.com. A-R-P Wave Clinic, all one word, .com. They can call 952-431-9708. What are the specials you have available for the listeners right now?
The specials right now are one of the ones that we just talked about. If anyone out there has any type of pain, restricted range of motion, been told they need to have surgery, been told they have TMJ, been told that they're going to have to live on pain medication for the rest of their life. Come into the clinic, and if you live outside of the area, we'll send a $15,000 piece of medical equipment out to you at no charge. We'll send a webcam out at no charge. We'll do the evaluation in your home at no charge just to prove to you that we can help you. Because what we do sounds too good to be true. You ask a doctor and they'll say, it's impossible. You look it up in the dictionary, it's impossible. It isn't impossible. Let us prove to you it's not.
ARPWaveClinic.com, or you can call 952-431-9708. That free evaluation can be at the Burnsville Clinic, or as the dentist said, on the webcam in the privacy of your home for free athletic injury prevention evaluation. Always good to talk to you. We'll see you next Sunday, eh?
Sounds good, man.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, have fun up in Montreal.
I will,
with the Alouettes, and say hi to Mr. Tressman for all of us back here in Minneapolis. That'll do it for this week. You're listening to the House of Pain on KFAN, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
For more on ARPWave technology, visit arpwave.com. That's ARPWave.com.